Yeah, okay guys, hello, welcome back. I'm having to squat down a little bit because my ass and my back is aching from sitting down driving, sitting down and worrying. Saturday, my boy was ill. He got a temperature, started throwing up and passing fluids, okay, and had a real hassle trying to get some sort of cohesive medical attention. Okay, now in the UK we've got the 111 service, and to be honest with you, I'm not blaming them for not really being on the ball, but they sent us a COVID test kit, yeah, because they thought the symptoms were more akin to COVID-19, disregarding any of the other facts. And I think it is partly my fault for not giving them the right amount of information, but they have a script which they go by. They ask you all sorts of questions that may not be relevant, but by the time you've gone through 3 days of having to talk to these people over and over again while the boy's getting worse and shitting out his guts basically. Yeah, I mean, he had diarrhea to the point where it was just fluid coming out. He was leaking fluid out all the time, yeah, either throwing up or blowing it straight out, which isn't nice. So last night I took him straight to A&E because I couldn't get any results from these people from the National Health Support Line, not anything positive. I'm not saying that they're at fault here, however I had to take assertive action, yeah. It turns out he's got a stomach bug. The worst thing it could be is something chronic, which is a bowel syndrome like Crohn's, which I doubt is not genetic in my family. But it took some pushing and having to drive to a different hospital, because Norwich is that way, Kings Lynn is that way, and I thought, I know Kings Lynn, so I'll roar straight back there and get it sorted. So we'd been seen by about 1 o'clock in the morning, and they were really good. They relaxed in the A&E down there, which they don't run about, they don't panic people, which is good. However, the telephone service really questioned how I approach getting help from people. Now, I did put something on Facebook, and this is a bit sneaky because I know that the people I work with look on Facebook, they see this and they know what's going on. So if it shit hit the fan and I couldn't get to telephone at the right time, they knew something was up. And of course you get loads of people then starting to wonder what's going on, and you get the little bit of the conspiracy theory, no COVID doesn't exist and all that sort of bollocks. Got a COVID test kit here, be on the safe side, tested and sent off. Yeah, that arrived in the post, so I swab him, get it in the packet and send it straight back again. And yeah, this is one of those things. I mean, what I'm trying to say basically is that there won't be any Trailer Fitz Toolbox this weekend, simply because I'm not at work, yeah, so I've got no footage. A couple of things I am going to show you today though, because yes, I am Mr. Domestic Man, and yes, I am Mr. Health as much as possible. I'm always trying to look for the prepper stuff as well to get you out of the shit when needs be, yeah. So I'm going to show you a chemical I've got which cleans limescale kettles, and it cleans fucking toilets as well, without having to go out and buy posh stuff, the white powder stuff. So I'm coming out of the closet a bit here, or out of the cupboard, and telling you I like white powders. One of those is this stuff which they issued me yesterday at the hospital, Diarolite. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but this is to help replace electrolytes in your body. Anybody who's losing fluid quite rapidly and they're not bringing electrolytes back in, or they're drinking too much water even, it will flush the electrolytes out. What electrolytes are basically like can lines. You know this, can lines, they send signals backwards and forwards. Well, this is what potassium and sodium does. It helps with electrical signals in fluid, yeah. So if you're drinking loads of water and you're not putting electrolytes back in, what happens, it gets diluted, and then you actually start feeling shit. Your electrolyte level goes down, yeah. So this basically is sodium and potassium, yeah, the 2 can lines, and glucose as well. Okay, those 2, sodium and potassium, do actually quite a lot in the body, and there are a lot of other minerals that do work as well, because you have a multitude of can lines and fucking fluid pumps and all that sort of thing going on in your body. But this is not just for people who are ill. If, for instance, you are on a trek somewhere and you are starting to get weak and you don't have food, electrolyte fluids, rather than buying smart water from a fucking supermarket which say that it's got electrolytes in it. This stuff has got electrolytes in it, plus it's got glucose in to give you energy. Glucose is not enough on its own, you need the electrolytes, yeah? So you're hiking for a long way, you're drinking loads of water, you pissed all your electrolytes out, or you're watering yourself down, you can use this sort of stuff, yeah? So that's a little bit of an emergency thing. Plus, if anybody's ill and they can't eat, yeah, like my boy, then that works. His temperature has now come down. It is now at 37.5, or the last time I measured it, it was. He stopped sweating, yeah, which is a damn good thing, and he's talking all right. So that's the positive. So we're on the road to recovery now. Obviously, he's going to have to start eating slowly, and hoping things will bind and stay in his body. I'm going to have to give him starchy foods first of all before he can start eating what he's dreaming about, which is bacon and egg and spaghetti bolognese and stuff like that. Yeah, it's sort of soups, chicken soup, stuff like that first. Yeah, so his body can absorb some nutrients and then start working properly. Fatty stuffs are really bad for ill people after they've had serious illness like that. So it's all good on that front. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I'd call it. Let's call her the Missus, because I can't think of another title for her. She bought me a water filter, quite good. But of course, I had to clean the kettle out first. Now, this limescale stuff that we get in our hard water is pretty shit by the kettles. Some of you guys up north, you don't have to worry about that. You've got soft water, haven't you? But down here in East Anglia, the whole of the eastern southern region is basically calcium fucking carbonate. Yeah, and it's well, limescale, yeah, and it gets everywhere. It just fucks everything up. The washing machine, the boilers, tumble dryers, your dishwashers, yeah, as well as kettles. It clogs the fucking shower heads up. Plus, when you have a shit in your toilet and you don't clean it out properly, it then starts to build up in the bottom of the toilet. Well, I experimented with this, yeah, this chemical, this white powder, and it cleans the kettle easy. Put it down the toilet, and after a while that actually gets rid of the limescale, and that's pretty good, because I've got some house points there for anybody like the Queen, Her Majesty, that visits and looks straight down the toilet and thinks, oh my god, I'm not shitting on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Citric acid, yeah, powder form citric acid. It's cheap as fuck. You don't have to buy anything else. It's a good cleaner. Plus as well, you can put a little bit in your screen wash. That tends to negate the hard water, so you get a clearer screen without all that fucking white stuff in the water drops. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Pretty good, and I'm impressed with that. So it's a fucking medal for me, yeah, Mr. Domestic Trailer Fitter man, yeah. And yeah, well chuffed with that. As for the water filter, well, this is a one. I'm going to talk about it on my other channel rather than taking up domestic bullshit on here. I'm going to talk about it on my other channel, so you can then, if you want to, links below here, go and have a look and see why you don't really need a water filter. Yeah. So until then, I won't be here at the weekend, but I am going to put something up. Yeah, I'll put something up, but it won't be the usual UK trailer fitter, UK trailer technician video. Yeah, because I just haven't got any material. Yeah, should be at work next week. He should be all right. Should be at work next week, and we'll get back to normal. But until then, I've just got to make sure he's all right. Poor fucker. He's been through it, but nice to say that he's on the mend now, which is good. As for the NHS, fuck. I personally think that I need to, as a self-assessment, get more knowledgeable about how to deal with this sort of crap, rather than relying on people at the other end of a service telephone that really haven't got a fucking clue. Yeah, so anyway, just my opinion. Don't need to moan about the NHS. It's just one of those things. Anyway, see you later.